Hi, this is George Harris coming to you live from the Willow Room. Today we're making Saganaki, which is also known as a flaming Greek cheese. We have listed on the menu, on the recipe, that there are multiple different cheeses we could use. There is Casseri, there's Creflo Gravier, and Cefalotori. Today we're using a Romano, which is an Italian cheese substitute, and we're going to get ready to go right into the dish right now. So we're going to take the cheese. We're starting with this is an 8-ounce piece of cheese. We're going to take and just use 4 ounces of it, but you can do this for a party or more. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it into really nice size squares. I've had this out so it is at room temperature and it's easier to cut. So we're going to cut about that much of the cheese, and then you can leave them this size, but I'm going to cut them in half. And there's our cheese. Alright, next we're going to take our eggs. We're going to make a small egg batter for it. And we'll crack our eggs into the container. We're going to use 2, maybe 3. We don't want any shells in there to be crunchy. And we're going to take a fork and we're going to whisk it. You can use a whisk if you had it, but I just choose to use a fork. A little bit of, this is actually heavy cream. You can use, we have milk listed on the recipe. And we're just going to whisk it all together. This will be your egg wash prep. And then next, what we have is we're going to take the cheese and we're going to dip it into the egg wash first, which seems to be a little bit backwards from normal breading procedure. We don't want to have a Romano coating on the outside. We want to have the cheese represent itself when you get ready to eat it. And we're just going to bread the rest of the pieces just like this. Alright, hi. Now if you've had your cheese already, you got your cheese breaded, we came over here to the stove. You have a non-stick pan which works just as well as a cast iron pan. If not, you need a heavy bottom pan because you want to pick up the heat and not really burn the cheese. So what we have is 3 or so tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to put that in there, let that get hot. And now once you get your pan at the heat, you're going to take and lay the cheese in away from you because you don't want the cheese to splash you. You want it to go towards the back of the pan. And you don't want to put too much in here that you're overloaded. It doesn't keep the heat. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking cheese and a hot pan is going to make a gooey mess. Well, that's why we use a hard cheese, like the ones mentioned in the recipes. They actually hold well to the heat, and they'll hold their shape. And what we're going to do now is just let them sit for about a minute or 2, maybe a little bit longer. And we just want to get some color on them, like a nice golden brown. And then when they reach that point, we're going to take and flip them over, do the same thing to the other side. We'll let them take about a minute or 2 on that side. And then we're going to get ready to plate them. Okay, we just took and flipped the cheese. And this is the color you want this is the first side color. So it's a nice golden brown, a yellowish brown color. That's what you're looking for on the cheese. We flipped it over. Now we're going to let it go for another minute or 2. And then we're going to take it off the heat. And we'll get ready to plate it and set it on fire. Hi, now we're getting ready to plate the cheese. We're taking it just off the stove. We're going to put a few pieces around. Set it up on the plate. Well, make it a nice star pattern, 5 pieces. And we'll set it up just like so. And then we're going to take a lemon. We're going to cut a lemon in half. And this is going to be used to add flavor and extinguish the cheese once we do set it on fire. So at this point, we have a 1738 bottle of, this is a Remy Martin fine champagne cognac that we're using here. Not your average one of the mills, but we're going to get ready to set this on fire. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your alcohol of choice, brandy, cognac. We're going to drizzle it over the cheese, like so. And then take a lighter, and we're gonna let the cheese actually burn and catch on fire from the cognac. And this will actually burn for a little bit here. What we've done is we've taken a lemon and cut it in half, and now we're gonna squeeze it over the flame, put the flame out, and at the same time we're gonna add a little bit of saltiness from the lemon juice into the cheese. So the dish has been flamed, put out with the fresh lemon. Now we're going to take a little bit of parsley, which really isn't listed on the recipe, but doing it for a little bit of color here and a little bit of decoration. Now I'm going to sprinkle it around the cheese. Notice the cheese is not melted, it's held its shape quite nicely. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. And here we go. Opa! We made a recipe today called Saganaki, which is flaming Greek cheese. The cheeses can be found at Stamoli's in the Strip District, Hen Mac in the Strip District, or your super Giant Eagle markets called Market Districts. They will have the Casseri, the Cappellatore, or the Cappella Gravier, or the Italian cheeses that you can use as a substitute. Have a good day.